Hello, good people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Gadgets Today. Here we talk about gadgets, household items, and stuff. So, for my new viewers, welcome back. For those who have been here with us, you are most welcome. Thank you for your likes, your reviews, your sharings, your insights. I mean, I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I feel encouraged every time I find comments, I find views, I find likes. So today I have a very wonderful gadget. It's a food processor and it's a brand called He House. It's not a well-known brand, but there's something I want to tell you today. Apparently, people don't know that Middle East have very nice gadgets, very nice products. Like our products as a whole, from their gadgets to their food products and stuff, because even juice I buy, my juice I buy Middle East juice mostly from the UAE. And some of the gadgets that I have in my house include my soundbar is actually Zook. Zook is from India, though of late I've had also Turkey is producing Zook. I think they have the license also. My washing machine, it's Beko. My Beko is from Turkey. Yeah. My egg boiler is from the Middle East. So I have few things from the Middle East, and I can tell you, so far so good. They are really good. They're reliable and they're the best. So today I'm going to talk about the He House, and I'm going to share the contacts of the person I bought from, and I'm going to teach you how to assemble it. If there's anything that was really mind-boggling was assembling this thing. So it's a 700 watts food processor. One thing I can tell you, these two cannot work concurrently, so one has to be on pause. But before we go there, let me start with this. So we start with the plug. Most most UAE products, they look like this. Their plugs come like this. Even when you check their, maybe the instruction book, and also this one, you can see they come like this. So what you do, you get yourself an extension plug there. Another thing, what else can I tell you? Another thing, most of their instructions way, because it's most in Aramaic, you can also check down here there. So you can see here, they can illustrate to you. So this is a mixer. This is a Duff mixer. This is a Dove mixer, this one, for the flour or Dove. It depends with the teacher of English. There's Dove, it depends. So there are blenders for the juice, and there's this. There are three blades I'm going to show you that come with them. There's this, the orange squeezer, and there's this, the double edge blade. Yeah. So let's start one by one. So this is how their blade holder looks like. It comes with three blades. So you must be very careful when you're dismantling this or when you're also assembling it. So you can see this one here. This one, the edge is tacked. It's a tacked edge, and this one, it's a slip through edge. So this slip through is what you push slowly to avoid being injured. You can see. So when you want to tack it back, you check. This is the tacked edge, this is the straight edge. So what you do, you first attach it here. Well, you make sure, check, you make sure this this edge, you tack it in there. Then now you push this one. You can see. Yeah. So they come with the three blades, like I've said. There's this, the slicer, there's this, the slicer and the chopper, and there's this, the grater. Very sharp blades, by the way. I've shown you the Dove mixer. This is the Dove mixer, or the flour mixer when you're making your pancakes and everything. This is the double-edged swords. You can slice with it meat. You can slice with it cabbages. Yeah. And then we have this one. This is the orange squeezer. You can see this is the orange squeezer. Then we have the grinder. This is the grinder. That's how it looks like. So another thing, it has the safety lock. Here it is. So at times when you're locking, you have to hold it so that it can lock well. It can lock tight. So you have to check on that. So this is the blender. That's the blender. You can see. That's the blender. It's a 1 liter blender. And also it has that, for this one, it's an interlock. It works, it's a dual lock. It works down here for the blender, for the motor area, and also the lid. It also works for the lid. So you can see, let me just adjust my tripod just a minute. So as you can see right here, there's this edge. This is the edge for locking. So what you do, you check where your interlock is, you insert it there. You set it there, and then you lock there. So when you lock, it's really tight and firm. It's really tight and firm. So let's come to the food processor to assemble it. Oh, another thing, while you are buying this machine, let me show you something. So when you're buying this machine, mostly the grinder does not come assembled. So what you do, I want to show you. Let me release. I want you to show you how I release it. There. So what you do, it usually comes, especially this area, what you do is there's the rubber that prevents the screw from eating up the plastic. So you put the rubber, then you insert this screw, this shiny screw, then you insert this tightener. Then use a cloth, hold it with a cloth, especially a kitchen towel. Hold it with a kitchen towel, and so like this is my kitchen towel. So what you do, because of the blades, they're really sharp, you hold it, then you tighten it, you tighten it, you tighten it, you see. So once you, while you are tightening it, it will go tightening it itself, sorry, like that. So once you tighten it, you're going to tighten it very well. So it's ready. Then when you're locking, I've showed you something here. There's the lock gadget here, system, the lock function. You make sure you lock it very well. So you move it there. So it's very tight. So now we come here. So this is the food processor. Just a minute. So this is the food processor. This is the food processor section. I've shown you the blending section. So this one is detachable and it comes already attached. So because this one does not have a lot of attachments. So that's how it looks like. The bowl and everything. Slowly. That's how it looks like. You can see my jug. So you sit it well down at the 3 places. So whatever it is you want to fix, you fix it quite well there. So you just insert it quite well for it to fit. Then now there's something I want you to know about the He House. At some point you can think it's not working. I remember when I bought it, I was really, how can I say, I was really calling my the apprentice, was just telling me this thing is not working, it's not working. He's telling me it's working, I tested it, it's working. Now until now he took me step by step through a video, and I told him I must do a review for this thing. So what you do, you check here, there are these hinges, these soft hinges. You anti-clockwise, you turn it anti-clockwise. There, you turn it anti-clockwise until you hear the click. Let me remove again. Listen to the click. There. So once the click is in place, now the blender will function, the food processor will function. So for me, this one, for the veggies, I prefer the spinach, the kales, the baby spinach, because for the cabbage is a bit bulky, so it cannot pass through here. But you can do it via here using the double blade sword chopper. Sorry, the double blade chopper. So that one is inserted that way. So another thing, never run them concurrently, please. I'm repeating it because it will damage your food processor. So what you do, when you want to use this part, you close. So use the food processor. So when you want to use the blender, and the food processor must be there, that's the thing, the food processor compartment, sorry, must be there, whether you're using your blender or something else. So what you do, you remove you remove everything that is in it, but you make sure it is well locked. That's the only way the processor will work. So you make sure it's well locked. Then something else I'll tell you, because the motor is really powerful, it's a 700 watt. You hold on this, while we're processing something on your blender or the processor itself, just hold it tightly. Don't press, don't like put so much weight on it. Just hold it tightly, allow it to blend and everything, to avoid this one turning. Because when it turns, it will stop and you'll think your machine has jammed, but it has not jammed. It's because this thing has turned from its lock. Yep. So another thing, what I'll take you through, another thing, it usually also comes with a spatula. For real, I don't know where I placed my spatula. So this particular appliance or gadget, it's a HE2211-PBL. It's 220 to 240 volts, yeah, and it's a 700 watt. It's most of them come in the same order. They usually, there's white in color and there's this in color, but they were really, people really bought them, so they ran out of stock. So I was lucky to find the last one, if I may say, but they're importing more. So there's the one that comes with a juicer. It's quite big and slightly the shape is slightly different from this one because it's a square one. So the blender is actually on the right side here and the processor is inside the machine because of the juicer, and the juicer outlet is somewhere over here. It's also a he house. It's very, very nice, but it's not common. It's very, very nice. Another thing I loved about it, it's a 6-in-1. It's a 6-in-1. It's a 6-in-1. And just checking if I may forget something from the instruction book. Wow. Yep. So even in their book, they've actually written here. Let me show you from their booklet. It's made for, you can see, it's made for Asia, Africa, and Middle East market. By the way, it's very, very nice. It's very, very nice. Middle East stuff are really, really nice, by the way. And they're long lasting because, you know, Middle East, they like cooking. So you must make for them gadgets that will withstand their love for cooking. So what else can I tell you? I don't have much because I've done about blenders before, the histories of blenders and processors. So, but today I was specifically doing a review and the assembling of this processor. So in our gadgets today, it's about the food processor. It's the he house. I'm going to share the contacts for the guy, the guy that sold me this one. He's in Nairobi, he's in town at Savo. It's called the Savo Lane or something, just in town. And his telephone number. He's reliable, he's really good. Whatever you don't understand, you can always comment on my video section or you can talk to him, one of us. But even he knows, I told him I'm going to do a video about it. We laughed about it after. I was like, this thing, I was almost returning it. I told him I even don't want it, I just want my money. This thing is not working. Until now I realized this is the hitch, by the way. This is the hitch in everything. This is the hitch. If you don't lock this well, this thing will not function. Another thing, it costed me $35. Yeah, $35. And before I forget, the number one, it's their pause button. This is the pause button. This is the number 2 and number 3. When I was testing it, I tested both the chopper and the blender. I can tell you for sure, I didn't go to number 3. Number 2 was powerful enough to blend what I wanted, to chop what I wanted. So if you have to reach number 3, I think maybe those things are really hard. And another thing, before I really forget, please always be putting little water, especially for the blender. Little water, don't blend dry, don't. The same with this one. Despite what people say about how it's called, about food processors, they are powerful. Yes, the motor is powerful and everything, but don't overwork it. If you want something to serve you long, don't overwork it. Use it the correct way. So put little water here. Maybe you're chopping your cabbages or your meat is a bit fleshy, so it doesn't need water, but the dry stuff, just put little water to make your motor not to overrun or to strain and stretch so it can chop well. What other thing? Be very careful of these blades. They're really, really sharp. So once you clean them, just keep them safely. Keep them well to avoid them being dented. Also, avoid them being dented. Don't use them for anything else. Don't use them to open things or do what. Take care of them. This is a dough mixer. If you want to make your dough mix, maybe you want to make chapati. Here in Kenya, you make chapati. Maybe you want to make a naan and everything. You can use this one to mix it. Or yeah, that's a dough mixer. Fine. For the juicer and everything. They have also illustrated. Let me just lower my tripod there. You can see they've illustrated, but also they have their book. I always tell you, never throw your instruction book. Say it is. Mostly is in Aramaic. Luckily, I was able to get an English one. I think right now they are also giving English one. So they also have the instructions of the motor. One thing, you can never put the motor on the dishwasher. That's a fact, even on the sink and everything. And this was a dishwasher friendly. They have stated they're dishwasher friendly, but personally, I better wash it with my hands. That's me. Other people can do it, but for me, I prefer to wash it and with my hands. It's easy. It's even actually easy for me. So another thing, always use this pusher. This is the pusher when you're pushing your food down. Let me just there. So always use, don't use your hand. These blades are very, very sharp. Always use this pusher to push your food down, please. Always use them. And don't run the blender or the grinder when it's empty. Avoid. At some point it might crack you. When they're testing, fine, because it's just like few seconds, but don't do it continuously. It will crack your, sorry, it will cause a crack in your blender jar. Please note on that. Something else, I think I've mentioned, like, never mix hard solids without water. That one I've mentioned. So yeah, so I think that it's really, really easy to use. It's a really nice machine. I can say I highly recommend it. So far so good. I love it. And it's accessible, it's affordable, and it's so handy. It comes handy to your kitchen stuff. So till next time, that's gadgets today. Have a lovely week.